Here at the Orange Bowl, and joining Sean and myself is Cheryl Golden, who is the Educational Specialist, Division of Athletics and Activities of Miami-Dade County Schools. And Cheryl, welcome to our booth here. We're seeing an outstanding game tonight here and a big crowd.
Tonight is probably one of the largest high school football games you will see in the nation. And some of the finest talent that comes out of Miami-Dade County is being showcased here tonight.
And Cyril Jones, number 3, representing some of that fine, outstanding high school talent, receiving a pass there as Jackson has the ball. And tell us, as far as some of your duties, I know they're related to fundraising. Tell us about what those entail.
We spend a lot of time in Dade County looking for creative ways to fund athletics. As you know, most of athletics throughout the state and throughout the nation are not totally funded by school boards. So events such as this that can come in and bring in sponsorships and sponsor scholarships. And we've done our adventures with the Miami Dolphins for the NFL money. We did a large fundraiser this summer. And we spend a lot of time looking for creative ways to keep kids in school playing sports.
Well, Cheryl, great to have you with us. And by all means, join us here as we pick up the action. It looks like the Generals lose a yard back to the 43-yard line, and it will be 2nd down and 11 for Jackson. As Sean pointed out, a key drive for them. 5:08 and counting remaining in the third quarter. The Generals trail by 9. Full show blitz, they back off. King Hall fires, and Logan couldn't hang on. He thought for a moment it might be a lateral, but it is an incomplete pass, and it will be 3rd and 11 now facing the Generals. And Cheryl, talking about some of the programs that you've got, that you deal with all sorts of variety for boys and girls at the high school level.
Our high schools, we have 13 varsity sports for boys. We have 11 varsity sports for girls. We run 9 junior varsity sports for girls and 7 junior varsity sports for boys. We have 32 high schools in Dade County that play sports, and out of those 32, we have 28 that participate in our football program.
Wow, that's great. King Hall on the snap, pressured, lobs one to Logan. He was decked. Levy Brown, number 7, got there defensively to break that up emphatically, and that will bring up a 4th and 11. And Cheryl, obviously, a lot of the schools you deal with, so many schools here in Miami-Dade County, but the build-up to this matchup has had to have been tremendous.
The build-up to this match has been absolutely tremendous. We have had such community support, such alumni support. This is not our only big matchup tonight in the city, though. We also have Miami Southridge going up against Miami Killian for District 16 championship tonight, and another crosstown rival in the north end with North Miami and North Miami Beach playing ball. So we probably would hopefully have a good 40,000 fans somewhere in this city watching high school football.
That is great news. And on the punt by the Generals, the Bulls will take over at the 22-yard line. And Cheryl, we thank you so much for stopping by, and you've had so much success, and as you've outlined for us, great athletic programs and great support. Good luck.
We thank you.
Thank you, Cheryl Golden, Educational Specialist, Division of Athletics and Activities for Miami-Dade County. Joining us here as we're late in the third quarter, 4:42 remaining. Rick Peckham, Sean Alvashire, James Bates with you tonight here on Sunshine Network as Northwestern takes over on the ball. Torrey Cox finding very little room to operate with, and that's unusual for him as he tried to bust up the middle, Sean.
One of the unfortunate things that happened in that drive was at the 6-minute mark, there was a water break, and it seemed like Jackson was moving the ball, and all of a sudden they had this official timeout, and that seemed to lose their momentum. I don't understand why the water breaks do not have to be in effect after the 6th week of the season. It's 50 degrees, 60 degrees out. You know, the water breaks are unnecessary at this point of the year.
Burnett Godby taking over in the second half for Allenson Sheffield. And he takes off with the ball and crosses the 30. That'll be about a yard short, it would appear, for the first down. James Green, 52, the linebacker, brought him to the turf.
Well, the Jackson defense has been talking all week about how they will stop the Northwestern Bulls like they have never been stopped before. Well, they better start backing that up. They're down 16-7. There you see number 95, James Dumerville, trying to go up against Carey, and that's a tough matchup for anyone, even as good as Dumerville is.
Well, we get Andre Oliver coming across and connecting with Brandon McFarley, the center for the Bulls. And that should give Northwestern the first down. It's offside against the Generals, so that will indeed move the ball to the 36. Well, the Bulls were marching on their last possession, turned it over in the interception. The Generals were unable to take over, and now Northwestern is marching from deep in their own territory here late in the third.
And they're helping the Bulls along the way.
See the penalty story so far in tonight's game. They hand off to Cox, trying to bounce it outside, and that very quick and tough linebacker James Green caught up to him for the tackle. Cox, however, gains 4.
You want to take a look at how quick Torrey Cox is. Look how he outruns James Green to the corner. Kicks it out, and James Green is a very quick linebacker, one of the top linebackers in Dade County. 39 tackles, 7 sacks on the season. And Cox just outran him to the corner.
And Cox, the leading rusher in the county, has hit the 100-yard mark for tonight's work on 18 carries. Cox remains in the backfield, and it's Burnett Godby once again on the quarterback keeper. On the draw, he crosses the 45 to the 46. And Green wearing him out on the tackle once again. But they will be close to the first down.
Looks like Northwestern has taken a page out of the Jackson offense, trying to use Jackson's aggressiveness against them by doing the shotgun and then having the quarterback sneak and run right up the gut.
Generals have called for a timeout, and you saw James Green coming off to the sidelines, and he is shaken up and upset that he's had to come out of this game. It is a first down for Northwestern as play resumes, and Cox gets away from a couple of Generals and dives ahead to the 49-yard line. And it's Lewis Gashelin, number 42, who brings him down after a pickup of 3.
There are some definite concerns about Torrey Cox. He's the leading rusher in Dade County, but against Miami Central 2 weeks ago, he only ran for about 30 yards. I mean, they really controlled him. And out came everyone saying, well, he's too small. When he played a real team, he couldn't put up the big yards. He puts them up against teams that have losing records. Tonight, he's showing everybody that he is a man to be reckoned with. Torrey Cox can play.
Now the Bulls have been in front right from the start of this game, and as you can see, they've been able to grind it out on the ground, and when you do that, you've got the clock in your favor. And we get to illegal procedure here against Northwestern with 1:24 to go in the quarter.
On offense.
So that'll back up the Bulls 5 yards. Rare mistake for Billy Roll's squad tonight.
Hold up. Get off.
Billy Robinson, the referee, try to slow down the Bulls. They want to bust out of that huddle and get working here. They're looking at 2nd and 12 now from the 45. Godby throwing down the sidelines. He's got Howard Lewis there. He's got it. He will score. On a 55-yard connection from Burnett Godby to the senior wideout, Howard Lewis, and it's now 22-7 Northwestern.
Well, you might have second-guessed putting him in when he had the interception. No one's second-guessing it now. Howard Lewis on a straight takeoff beats his man. Great throw. And the band starts to chant, "We're proud to wear the blue and gold."
Manny Vialta's extra point is good. Tack another one on for Northwestern. 23-7 late in the third.
What are the most trusted names in golf saying about the Orlemar Tri-Medal?
I've been doing television for 31 years, and people have learned to trust me. I have never believed that bigger is better. I believe that performance is better, and the performance of the Tri-Medal has convinced me that it's the only club I'll use.
Orlemar has become the leader in multi-material technology. Independent tests prove the Tri-Medal is longer and straighter.
It's impossible for a single material golf club to outperform the Tri-Metal.
And in just a few short months, the Tri-Metal became the #1 played fairway wood on the PGA Tour. Pros and amateurs alike are putting the Tri-Metal in their bags.
I've said it before, and I'm going to keep saying it until every golfer hears me. Oversized is over, and the Tri-Metal is the right size club.
Call now to receive your free video on the Tri-Metal. We'll also rush you a free subscription to Great Golf Magazine, the insider's guide to new technology and in-depth interviews from the world of golf. Call now.
The Marching Bulls band celebrate the touchdown. Northwestern leads by 16 now, late in the third.
Number 67.
Let's check out this week's Scholar Athletes, brought to you by Gatorade. Cyril Covington, number 13 of Jackson, putting up impressive numbers in the classroom. The kickoff is taken by Stephen Logan. He crosses the 40, now to the 45. James Gerald brings him down, along with Patrick Payton, number 21. Antonio Bryan is our Scholar Athlete of the Week from Miami Northwestern, brought to you by Gatorade. And we know he can put up big numbers on the field. Look at those numbers in the classroom, Sean.
3.87, 11.70 on his SAT. That's what you like to see. We promote them athletically, but you love to see it when they're doing it in the classroom as well.
It's imperative for the Generals to get to work offensively here with under a minute to go in the third quarter. They start from their 46, and it's King Hall throwing, and it's behind Sherwin Dean, number 88, the intended receiver.
Down 23-7. Jackson is almost forced to go exclusively to the pass. And when Jermel and Jarrell Weaver know this, they are going to come. And that's going to be the situation here in the fourth quarter. Can they keep the Weaver boys out of the backfield?
Joe Redmond knew he had an open receiver, and you saw Sherwin Dean in the huddle begging for another opportunity. They go now with 5 wideouts. Hall finds one of them. It's Luther Huggins, who caught a touchdown pass in the first half. He's knocked it out of bounds near the Northwestern 45.
Run out of bounds by 94.
Giovanni Ward, number 8, on the tackle, as King Hall gets the play from the sideline. 1st and 10 now from the Northwestern 43. Out of the shotgun, Hall with time, looking for Cyril Jones. He's got it, a great catch over the outstretched arms of Sidney Simpson, and Jones hits the turf at the Northwestern 9.
They go out of the gun, going deep. Cyril Jones, look at great positioning by Sidney Simpson. It's just an outstanding athletic play by Cyril Jones. And here come the Bulls, this time only rushing 4, but nowhere near the quarterback, as he has all the time in the world to get that ball downfield.
They mark Jones down outside the 10, so it's 1st and 10. The Generals can get a first down without scoring here. Plunging ahead was Ricky Gibbs. Brandon Yarber, 96, on the tackle, as well as Jermel Weaver. Gibbs picks up a couple.
And with that pass and King Hall seeming to get back into this game, we'll have to see as we enter the fourth quarter, do they have enough in the tank to come back against the Bulls?
They trying to get the play off before the quarter ends, and apparently they do not. The whistles sound just as the ball is snapped, and they run out of time in the third, so they'll travel to the other end. The Generals try to reach the Bulls' end zone in the fourth when we come back.
Hi, everybody. I'm Dan Deerdorf. Where would you go for a home equity loan? Let's ask.
Oh, banks have the best rates.
But banks only lend money when you don't need it.
Advanta National Bank is different. They lend money to people when they need it.
Right. With my credit?
They made their first loans 45 years ago to teachers who had trouble borrowing. They helped out when others wouldn't.
This is a bank, right?
With customers who get the flexibility only a national bank can offer, right over the phone.
Got to move all your accounts there.
Nope, just call Advanta. One of their loan specialists will show you how to use the equity in your home to pay off all of your bills. Get one low monthly payment and save hundreds of dollars a month, plus a tax deduction.
You'll wait for some board to approve.
You'll get fast approval over the phone. And your money in about 10 days. You don't need to have money in the bank to get money from a bank. To get the loan you want, call Advanta at 1-800-398-6880. You'll see they're different. Hey, they don't keep bankers' hours either.
College Football Saturday. Air Force's high-powered attack battles Army. Then, Cade McNown leads number 3 UCLA into Corvallis. Saturday at noon on Sunshine.
Jackson threatening to open the fourth. What is James Bates up to?
Hey guys, after Northwestern scores a touchdown, you got to hear it up here. It's incredible, the fight song that they have. So I'm going to try it out myself. I am so glad that I wear blue and gold. Mr. Dorsey, is that how it goes?
No, James. This is the Soul Bowl.
I was close, wasn't I?
Wow, well, James Bates has a lot of things. Does not have any soul. It doesn't have a voice. Sorry, James, but
wow.
Holy smokes. Nice try, though.
You have to give A for effort. That's exactly right.
Northwestern outgaining Jackson 276 to 175, but the Generals trying to tack on the final 8 on this drive and get on the board. King Hall looking toward the end zone. It's broken up and nearly picked off. Cyril Jones, the intended receiver. He and Sidney Simpson have been having a pretty good one-on-one battle on that side of the field.
Cyril Jones, the man who was able to get him down to the 10. Hall, he double pumps. It's a quick slant, and he could have come down with that ball, but nice close there by Simpson, wrapping his arms around him, preventing Cyril Jones from closing his arms. That's great technique. Just separate the arms if you can't get to the ball.
You can see there Simpson not big, but he's got that technique down. Generals 5 of 10 on third down. They've got 3rd and 7 for a first down. Hall fires, and the ball falls incomplete. Tavares Capers, the intended receiver. He was double covered. Giovanni Ward, number 8, involved on the Bulls defense. 4th down coming up.
It's another quick slant. I like the call. It's to the far side of the field. The only thing I don't like is they're trying to do it against Yulkeith Brown. Very tough. Capers and Yulkeith Brown been battling all night. But Yulkeith has proven time and time again tonight that he is the man.
4th and 7 for a first from the 8. We got the whistle and timeout called by Northwestern. As the Bulls regroup, their backs against the goal line. We'll step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Hi, I'm Dick Clark, and now everyone can enjoy the freedom of the new ISIS cellular phone from Philips thanks to prepaid cellular.
Introducing prepaid cellular from Worldwide Direct. With prepaid cellular phone cards, there's no monthly bills.
Take the phone just in case.
Thank you.
And no contract, no credit check, and no deposit. Got car trouble?
My car's broken down. Can you come and help?
Help is just a call away. So forget those outrageous phone bills. With prepaid cellular phone cards, buying airtime is easy. Order from home and the phone arrives at your door ready to use. Get the Philips ISIS prepaid cellular phone, a $199 value, now just 3 easy payments of $33. And there's no contract, no credit check, no deposit, and no monthly bills.
So pick up the phone, America. It's for you.
Now, for only 3 payments of $33, you're guaranteed cellular service regardless of your credit history. Call 1-800-841-1237. Pick up the phone, America. It's for you.
Coming up after the Soul Bowl tonight here at Sunshine Network, it's Sunshine Network Live. Our panel of Tom Corrin, Bill Fay, and David Whitley will be chewing on the topic of John Henry's attempt to buy the Marlins from Wayne Izenga. Interesting developments there. 4th down and 7. Hall on the screen. He's got Logan, and he is held up short of the first down, tackled at the 3-yard line by Simpson, but we've got a penalty marker down in the general backfield. And the flag against Jackson.
They're going to decline this. They want the ball.
Yep, they'll get it at the 3. As Logan was held 2 yards short of the first down and 3 yards short of the end zone.
I mentioned earlier, I thought that they would go to the screen sooner because of the pressure from the Weavers. We'll have to take a look. This hold is probably going to come in. There it is, number 75 for Jackson with the hold against one of the Weaver boys. It's a tough. I think we got a peek here, one of their wide receivers. Look at this, the inside slant. Oh, my Lord. He is wide open.
That was Cyril Jones, number 3, who came up with a huge catch to set up this Jackson threat near the Northwestern goal line. But the ball goes over on downs to the Bulls. Burnett Godby, who took over actually in the final play of the first half for Allenson Sheffield. Hands it off to Torrey Cox. Can't find any room. In fact, perhaps lost a yard. Doomerville 95 involved on the tackle.
Now, Rick, I know you're from Wisconsin, but I grew up down here in Florida, and I'll tell you what, with the nice breeze blowing in here, this is the equivalent of the Ice Bowl to many people that live down here. I'm going to need a sweater in a minute. It's probably dipping into the 50s here.
Nice fall evening up north. In fact, very pleasant.
A little chilly.
Blood thinned out, eh? 11-10 to go here in this 4th quarter of the Soul Bowl, and it's Torrey Cox slashing off right tackle, reaching the 5. Xavier Williams on the tackle along with Arthur Stewart, who came in their leading tackler with 87. Far and away leading in that department for the Generals.
With the score 23-7, the Generals missed a golden opportunity, but they still have a shot. Right here, it's 3rd down and 8 to go. If they can stop them, force a punt from deep in their own territory, they'll get excellent field position. Jackson not out of it, but they need a good stop here.
3rd and 8. And it's got to be throwing. It's picked off by Ben Johnson, and he takes it in.
That'll do.
Joe Redmond was looking for a break, and he got one. Johnson's 5th pick of the season. And it's good for 6 points, and it trims the lead to 10 with a point after touchdown attempt coming up.
The mistake I made, I was thinking they were going to hold him, get the ball back on a punt. Coach Redmond wanted none of that. He just said, go get the ball and score right now. We need some points. Coach Roll, he's going to go throwing out of his end zone, but look at Ben Johnson, the strong safety, come up and make an outstanding play. I like the call. You got to be aggressive in games like this. He lets it hang a little too much for Bryant, and Ben Johnson makes the play.
Well, we've seen tonight Burnett Godby is a very athletic quarterback, but he tried to throw on the run there. Wasn't planted to get a little more zip on that ball, where he might have completed it to Antonio Bryant. And the result is you've got an excited Joe Redmond on the General sideline with Johnson sparking his team.
They're down by 10 right now, Rick. If they go for 1, they need 2 scores. If they go for 2 and get it, that means all they need is a touchdown and a 2-point conversion to tie. So you have to think 9 points doesn't help them. Go for 2. It's the smart play.
There's the hero of the moment on a 13-yard TD interception return. Ben Johnson looking on now as the Generals come out of the huddle. And they'll go for 2.
Jackson trying to break that 10-year jinx they've had, that Northwestern has had on him here in the Soul Bowl.
Billy Roll still on the field as Torrey Cox trying to fire up his teammates over on the far sideline.
I don't know what he said, but I'm sure it was the equivalent of give me the ball.
Joe Redmond looks on intently. Cyril Jones, the motion man from the shotgun. They look for it, and it's broken up by Quentin Swain, number 52, who stepped in front of that pass intended for Jones. And so the score remains 23-13. Redmond's Generals trailing by 10. Still plenty of time. 10:25 to go. And so it will be the Generals to kick off. Well, that's got the Generals sideline. The fans a little more excited about things. This is the place to be. For followers of these high schools, you want to be here at the Soul Bowl, and you want to be with us next week here on Sunshine Network Thursday night. 7 o'clock start. Jacksonville Reigns and Jacksonville Ed White going at it as the road show moves up north on Thursday, Sean.
But it won't be the same for one very important reason. You will not be with us.
I'll miss you guys. I'll be out in Denver getting ready for a Lightning Colorado Avalanche telecast the next night on Sunshine Network.
Oh, sure. Go out to Denver on us.
You and James carry on.
Well, Paul Kennedy will be with us.
Oh, good. That's good news. You'll have a lot of fun with Paul. As the kickoff return was a very short one as a result of Levy Brown touching his knee on the ground as he caught it back at the 21-yard line.
Levy Brown, they've asked him to do a lot. He usually plays strong safety for the Northwestern Bulls, but due to the 4 wide, they put him at linebacker, and in this situation they have him returning kicks. He's also the punter. The levee was never dry tonight. He never came off the field.
Now the Bulls come out with 4 wide receivers. Burnett Godby under center. Cox the lone setback. Gets the handoff. Has a little room. Dances up the middle. Picks up 5 to the 26. Edward Roll 45. James Green 52 on the tackle. Bulls, I'm sure, will be content to just run it out if they can here, Sean. A little over 10 minutes to go, and the lead is 10.
A lot of time remaining, and we've seen some strange things happen on the Champion Series this year, most notably the Fort Myers-Charlotte game.
Wow, have we ever.
So 10 minutes, there could be anything could happen. Last week, Vanguard Buoltz, I think they scored 100 points in 5 minutes or something to that effect. Anything can happen in high school football.
Seemed like it. Godby drops back, throws long, and incomplete. He didn't have a receiver really in the area. Bryant was running a post, but well short of where that ball was thrown. So interestingly, they throw deep, and the incompletion stops the clock with 9:39 to go.
Let's take a peek. Cyril Covington, he's a scholar athlete, and he's going to say hello to Burnett Godby. I think that's the reason why that pass was nowhere near anybody. They're bringing people from everywhere. They're trying to force a turnover now, trying to get after Godby.
Their confidence heightened certainly by the interception for a touchdown made by Ben Johnson. 3rd down and 6. Godby, quick throw, once again hit as he threw well out of the range of Antonio Bryant. James Green landed the hit in that Bulls backfield, and it brings up 4th down now from the 26.
They brought Covington from the left side last time. Look at James Green from the top, number 52. They're bringing everybody. They're not wasting any time. They can't sit back anymore. And I think in this game, we're seeing the difference in Dade County football and the rest of the state. The speed in Dade County is just tremendous. And that's why they've won the last 4 state championships Dade County has.
We get the whistle before Levy Brown can get that punt away on a 4th and 5. Willie Robinson investigates. Penalty against Northwestern, and man leaving too soon. They'll mark it back to the 21. So that helps the Jackson cause a bit. 2 deep men now parked to the 48 of Northwestern. Good punt by Levy Brown. Cyril Jones has to chase it down. He'll just watch helplessly as it bounces out of bounds at the Jackson 42-yard line. So Brown coming up with a pretty good punt.
This game has definite playoff implications. The winner of this game will get highly American in the first round of the playoffs. That's been decided. The loser of this game will get the champion of District 13, which is Carroll City. And if Jackson does not win this game, they have the bizarre situation of playing Carroll City in the final regular season game of the year and then getting them in the first round of the playoffs.
A tall order there. 37-yard punt by Levy Brown. King Hall out of the shotgun, and down he goes, trying to get away from Jarrell Weaver, 98. And he goes down for a loss of close to 5 yards.
Well, he said it. He's going to live in the Jackson backfield, and that time he did. Coach Redmond has to be beside himself a little bit. Nobody accounted for Jarrell Weaver on this play. He came in uncontested and unblocked. And you would think that the Weaver boys are the first two people you look for when you line up on offense.
2nd and 15. Hall has time this time to look deep, and it is picked off. Giovanni Ward, number 8. Wrestled out of bounds by Maurice Smith back at the Generals 40. Another Jackson turnover, and the Bulls have a 10-point lead, 8:39 to go, and the ball in Jackson territory. A 30-yard interception returned by Giovanni Ward.
Giovanni Ward, only a sophomore. You see him at the bottom of your screen. He's just playing center field. This time, Hall locks in on his receiver. But watch upfield. Watch number 98, Jarrell Weaver, get an unbelievable block coming up. Take a look at this. I don't know if we'll see it. It was right to the right of your screen. He has a great block.
Torrey Cox on the first play from scrimmage after the turnover, fumbles, and Jackson recovers at the 33-yard line. Ben Johnson was near the bottom of that pile. It looked like he could have been the man, perhaps James Green, who came up with the fumble, but back it goes to Jackson, and all of a sudden the Generals are alive again.
Well, they definitely needed to reverse the flow of momentum immediately, and that's what they got. Torrey Cox, he wants the ball in crucial situations, but this time he coughs it up, and it gives the Generals new life.
Billy Roll calling out to his defense. King Hall, the quarterback. He's got Tavares Capers on the turn-in pattern, and the pass complete to the 41. Bill Keith Brown closed quickly, number 4.
We haven't heard too much of Tavares Capers tonight, but he is the leading receiver in Dade County. And you have to give him credit there. The junior goes right into the seam, makes a tough catch, and he knew he was going to get hit and still comes down with the ball. 2nd
down and a short 3 for the Generals, and Hall bobbled the snap, has to drift back. He's in big trouble, ran into his own blocker, and down he goes back of the 21-yard line. Marked down at about that point, a loss of close to 20 yards.
Well, they had some problems with their long snaps on punts a week ago. This time they have a problem on the snap in the shotgun. Hall tries to one-hand it. That's his first mistake. He should have really made a better effort to get the ball. But watch the end of this. Watch Jermel Weaver. He picks him up. He's going to pick him up, and he's looking for the WWF pile drive, and then he decides at the last minute, I better not. We have to win this game. We can't afford an unsportsmanlike, and that's why teams like him. He's very smart, very heady.
3rd and 20 on the loss at 17 yards on the sack. Hall throws, looking for Huggins, well covered by Levy Brown, and Huggins is irate that there was no call there.
He shouldn't be. Great play by Levy Brown that time. Great position, gets his hand in there, knocks the ball away.
Broken up by Levy Brown.
4th and 20 now facing the Generals.
It will be walkout.
Boy, just the range of emotions in the last 5 minutes has been unbelievable, with an interception returned by Giovanni Ward, 30 yards, setting up the Bulls in Jackson territory. They immediately fumble the ball back to the Generals, who lose 17 in a sack. And it's 4th down and 20 yards to go. Carlos Martinez on the punt. Catch is made by James Gerald, and he goes near midfield. 31-yard kick by Martinez. The tackle made on the play by Kiana Lewis, number 35. Coming up after the game tonight, stay with us for Sunshine Network Live. Tom Korn, Bill Fay, David Whitley. We'll have a number of topics on their plate, most notably John Henry's attempt to buy the Florida Marlins. What an ongoing saga that has been. Bulls football near midfield. Here's Torrey Cox. Grinding out the yards and bound and determined to hang on to the football this time. He may have a first down.
At the end of the year, the Gridiron Report names an all-gridiron team. It's the best high school football team in the state, and it's going to be very tough to keep number 24 off the team. Right now, he is upset that he fumbled that ball, and he's running like a man on a mission.
He does move the sticks. 1st and 10 from the Generals' 41. He's behind Emmanuel Page on the setup of the backfield, gets the handoff and dives ahead for 4.
I'll tell you what's great about Torrey Cox. 2 weeks ago in the Central game, he rushed for 30 yards, but they win the game. He gets 2 touchdowns. He gets really banged up in that game. I mean, they came after him. They were going to stop him. The following against Miami Beach, they win the game, but he comes out at halftime, has ice on his shoulders. I asked him, you going to be ready? He's like, I'm a little dinged, but I'll be ready. Tonight, you haven't seen any effects of that. That's how hard he's been running.
John, you've mentioned some people have questioned his size at 5'10", 180. Here's his 25th carry, adding to a total of 124 yards by picking up 7 here. And he'll move the sticks once again as he reaches the Jackson 30. First down.
Great block. Look at Emmanuel Page here. Great block by the fullback. I mean, we can talk about Torrey Cox all we want. The line, great job by the center, Brandon McFarley. There's Vernon Carey in there getting another block. And as great as that defensive line of Jackson is, we really haven't said too much about James Dumerville and Lewis Gashlin. A credit to the line of Northwestern.
Well, Sean, we have another one of your favorite water breaks here at just under 6 minutes to go in the 4th. Northwestern leads by 10, and they are driving.
You don't get in this kind of shape running on a treadmill. You do it with strength exercise, and I do it with the Bowflex. You know, if you're not working out with strength training right now, you need to, because if you want to lose weight, you got to add the muscle, and that's why you need a Bowflex machine. It's like nothing else you've ever tried before. We've got over 60 exercises you can do on a Bowflex. You're never going to get bored. You can do a full workout in 20 minutes on a Bowflex machine. You're not going to believe how effective Bowflex is the first time you get on it. Bowflex may look a little different, but that's because we designed it to function correctly. Bowflex uses power rod resistance. Bowflex power rods are so effective that Bowflex guarantees results in 6 weeks or your money back. Try going to the gym and getting a guarantee on results. You won't find it. If you call and get our free videotape, you're going to see an effective workout and see how easy and quick and fun working out with Bowflex is.
Sunshine Network's coverage of the New Dodge Florida High School Champion Series is brought to you by the New Dodge and by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. You either have it in you or you don't. Life's a sport. Drink it up. Allenson Sheffield back at quarterback for the Bulls. 2nd and 10 from the 30. And the handoff goes up the middle to Emmanuel Page on one of his rare carries. And he reaches the Jackson 27-yard line. 3rd down and 7 upcoming for the Bulls.
Right now, this is exactly what the Bulls want to do. They just want to run Torrey Cox, and you have to think some of the Jackson fans are getting concerned. Some of them are starting to pull their gear together and head to the exits. But what a crowd tonight. This was a special atmosphere for high school football.
As many as 30,000, perhaps more expected. And earlier when this crowd was at its peak, boy, it sure looked like it was 30,000 and then some as we look at the rushing yardage story.
Encroachment. The lunar signal.
Offside, the encroachment call goes against Jackson, so that really eases the burden for the Bulls, who were looking at 3rd down and long, and right now they got 3rd and a short 2. Once once again, a look at the crowd tonight. Everybody having a good time, and the Orange Bowl, the place to be in Miami tonight. Well, left side of that Northwestern line now guilty of illegal procedure. They'll back him up again.
I think in a situation like this, it's easy to lose your focus. And I think that's what might be happening here. 4 minutes left. Remember, we're dealing with 17-year-old kids. Big crowd. They're thinking, hey, we got this game in the bag. I mean, they don't, but you got to remember what you're dealing with. A high school student in there jumping offside. Somebody didn't do the whole game.
Cox in motion. Sheffield, he is decked. Green knocked the ball out of his hand. They say his arm was moving forward, so it's ruled an incomplete pass. James Green on the blitz. Just devoured Allenson Sheffield there. An incomplete pass will now make it 4th down and 7.
Let's take a look at this. I thought he pump faked. He pumps it. Oh, great. Well, that ball looked like it might have slipped out before he had his arm moving forward. Very close call. That could have changed the tide if that was ruled a fumble.
Absolutely. James Dumerville got in there as well. 4th and 7 now for Northwestern. 3:37 remaining. Sheffield out of the eye, fakes the handoff to Cox, rolling, and throws it out of bounds. So they will turn it over to Jackson. On downs, the Generals take over at their own 27. And Sean, you bring up a good point, and it is high school kids we're dealing with here, and their focus and so forth. They get so excited for this matchup. You have mentioned the road ahead for these schools. Both of them have their eye on district championships and the state playoffs coming up as well. Is there a bounce factor when you look at kids this young, a game of this importance, when they still have games they must win beyond this one?
I think, like anything, they are human, and they might have a letdown next week. But this is week 10, week 11, and then the playoffs start. So they do have a buffer zone 1 week before the playoffs. So I think you are right. They're human. I mean, like anyone. I mean, we see it at every level. So I think they need a week to kind of recuperate and get ready for that run. Northwestern, the pressure won't end if they win this game. They're still number 2 in the state, number 5 in the country. They're expected to run the table. So there's still pressure for Northwestern.
Indeed there is. Well, the pass completion reaching the 32. They look for Huggins. He's got it. However, he's dropped for a 2-yard loss. As James Gerald closed quickly in a good tackle.
And although it looks as if Jackson might lose this game, there's still plenty of time for them to come back. If they do lose, it almost might help them. Then all of a sudden they don't have as big a target on their back. They can maybe sneak into the playoffs with 2 losses. They will make the playoffs. But remember, the way the brackets work, these 2 teams could meet again in the state semifinal.
Something to keep your eye on in the weeks ahead. We got whistles blowing as the ball is snapped. Clock is stopped with 2:21 to go.
Okay. Shift. On the offense.
Illegal shift by the Generals. Northwestern will take the penalty, and that will leave the Generals with 3rd down and 12. Here is our All-Star Cafe player of the game. Torrey Cox with a huge night on the ground for the Bulls. A couple of touchdowns. Wow, a big sack is registered by Brandon Yarber, number 96, on King Hall, who is able to pick himself up back at the 15-yard line. And Jackson looking at 4th and very long now.
There are college games that aren't this physical and have this kind of hitting.
Torrey Cox, 131 yards, a couple of touchdowns for the Bulls. He's been a force all night long. Picked up 66 in the first half and 50 or so in the second half. He's had TD runs of 10 and 23 yards. Well, Joe Redmond, no choice but to send the punter on, and though down 10 with a minute and a half to go. Martinez with a punt. It hits the turf of the 40, and it is covered by DeJuan West. And the Bulls trying to get on it. It hit West.
That's Jackson ball. That's a live ball.
That ball hit the Bulls, and West recovered it, so Jackson does get it at the 47-yard line. They actually pick up 32 yards on the play.
That was a great play by Coach Redmond. Good call. Let's take a peek. This is just Northwestern not paying attention. Here it's a short kick. They try to clear everyone out, but watch, it takes a funny bounce, goes right back. And then they realize, oh, wait a minute. That's a live ball. Jackson recovers. They still have a shot.
That ball hit Demetrius Walton. However, the pass from Hall to Cyril Jones incomplete. 1:19 to play.
The key is for Jackson, when they have people wide open like Cyril Jones, they have to come down with the catch. Perfect play right on the sideline. He could have picked up 8 or 9, stepped right out of bounds, stopped the clock, but he turned around a little too soon. And it's funny, you see that at every level, even the professional level. They try to run without the ball.
From the 47, King Hall hit as he throws, and it's picked off. Sidney Simpson, number 1, on the interception with 1:12 remaining. And the Bulls on another turnover appear to have sealed the deal here.
That might be a case of the Jackson Generals trying to get a little bit too much too soon. Here, King Hall back to pass. He's under some pressure. They try to throw the up and out, and Sidney Simpson just playing center field. Great interception by the junior.
We look at the two coaches. We'd like to thank their athletic directors for helping us to telecast tonight's game. Greg Killings from Northwestern, Jake Caldwell of Miami Jackson. Thanks to them and their staff for all their help. Exciting opportunity for all of us at Sunshine Network to beam the Soul Bowl across the state. And we hope you've enjoyed it tonight from the Orange Bowl, as the Bulls will try to run it out here with a minute to play. Corey Cox picking up a couple more yards, make it 4. Sunshine Network Live coming your way following our coverage tonight here from the Orange Bowl.
It'll be tough for them to match this, huh?
Yes, it will, but I know these guys are up for it. Cox on the carry again. Pickup of 1 as Corey Burns up from his safety position makes the tackle. Well, there's a lot of angles to cover in discussing that Miami Marlins sale, or lack thereof. Wayne Huizenga forming a committee, and I don't know if you were asked to be on that.
No, but I thought you were. I thought that was the sticking point in the whole deal. The members of the media, and Rick Peckham, I distinctly remember, needed to be a part of that transaction.
Well, I wish that were the case. Well, the clock winds down, and that'll do it for the 1998 Soul Bowl. Joe Redmond encouraging his young men who battled hard tonight. But the Northwestern Bulls prevail, and members from both teams meet at center. The center of the field to exchange greetings. And Billy Roll, the winning coach in this one, 23-13, and Northwestern wins their 11th consecutive Soul Bowl. Our thanks to both schools and everyone connected with helping Sunshine Network put on this telecast tonight. And for Sean Alvashire and James Bates, Rick Peckham saying so long from the Orange Bowl. Stay tuned for Sunshine Network Live coming up next.